Today on Bonsai by the Samurai, we're going to take this weeping Barbados cherry out of this shallow pot and put it into a pot about the same depth, but not quite as big around, in an effort to continue to reduce the weight of my trees. I'm reducing their pot and the amount of soil that actually goes into each one. Well, we've prepped the pot, and now we're going to go directly into removing the wires from this pot. This pot has a lot of wires holding the tree in place. Now, try tugging on this wire here to begin with, and it's coming out. As you can see, this tree has gotten quite wild. It's really hard having a weeping tree, I've found, because of the way it hangs down on the branches. The main reason I'm taking this tree out of this pot is that I want to utilize this pot for another tree, and that would be my orange bougainvillea. So it's out of the pot. Start raking out the roots and just see where we are with this tree. You can see the roots are doing quite well. We still got a couple wires in here. We'll get those free here in a minute. So basically, I'm just going to take it down to the size that I need to get it into this new pot. Branches are rather fragile on the Barbados cherry, I've discovered, at least the one I have, because it's weeping and the branches are elongated. Well, we've gone around already once. Let's see. It's like on the bottom here. You can see that wire. Not sure where it goes. There it goes. And that actually brought both of them out, because it was all but one wire. Still raking them out. You notice I'm not going too far up the sides, because that was muck. Because this tree actually used to be a cascade. Well, in a cascade pot. I guess you could say it's always been cascading. So let's trim some of these roots up. That always helps in promoting new growth. So just like we pruned the tops, we pruned the roots also. Now this has several little babies growing from it, this being the biggest one, and then you got another little one here and another little one there. Hopefully I'm letting you see those. Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly. I'm kind of getting used to filming by myself. I've had this Barbados cherry since the year 2013, when it was gifted to me as a little seedling from Malcolm Smith, the elder in our group. He's gifted me many trees and pots, and I am super appreciative of him. So we're going to move this out of the way here and set this off to the side. As you can see, the pot has been prepped already with the bottom, and it's got some plant tone there on the bottom. So now it's just a matter to see how well it fits. Well, it's a little tight, so we're gonna bring back in the other container. And we're gonna reduce it a little bit more. That's the one good thing about bonsai. You'd be surprised, they need a lot less roots than you think they do. Oh, there's a hefty root there. You usually always get rid of the big ones or cut them back. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Probably, yeah, look at those. Those are really some big roots. But really what we need to do is slice around the sides here so it fits in this new pot. We might not think it, but we do have our favorite trees, and we always seem to give them the best of what we have. And that's exactly what's happening here, even though this is quite the beautiful tree. I still don't believe it's ever come into its own where I can say, wow, that's my #1 tree. And you'll also find that in your bonsai career, that you'll have your favorites. And that's just life. All right, let's try this again. Since it's a round pot, it's really not much of what we would call a front for the tree as of yet. It might develop one part better than another, but right now it remains well, we're continuing with the repotting here, and I went ahead and scraped off the muck that was higher up on these root system here, and so now I'm trying to scrunch it in the pot. This will probably be a tree that I'll have to repot every year because of its size now. Now it's time to wire it into the pot. Well, I put 2 wires on it so that it held in place. I stitched it under the root system and it worked quite well. And I sped the film up for your enjoyment. Thank you very much. All right. And now we're going to fill it up with some soil. We are going to use new bonsai soil for this. I'll pour some down here in this tray. Got some plant tone down there with it. This particular piece of soil has a lot of pine bark in it. As as you probably heard, that pine bark helps to move nutrients around in plants. Always probably noticed that trees grow real good in pine bark. Alright, take our chopsticks now and get the soil going down where it needs to go. I use two different size chopsticks. Use the thinner one first. It's not a difficult repot. Except for these branches that get in the way. Well, what are you going to do? Cut them all off? I don't know. I've been afraid to cut them all off. Thought about it, but never quite done it. This is more like a tamping rod here. Tamps that soil down. Probably go ahead and use some speed features with this film because it has become quite long. Well, here's that speed feature I was telling you about. At the end of this film, I'll show you a picture of how it looked and the last time it bloomed. This is a weeping exposed root style. Got a couple of different names attached to it. It does have edible cherries, but before that it has little tiny white flowers. And I'll try to get back to you on some of that. But here she is.